These premium leather bags can sell for more than a month's salary, and their story begins in a place you might never expect.
They're made from lion leather, a material so rare that every mark on the grain carries a piece of an animal's life. To get from a massive predator to a refined fashion piece, an entire industrial ecosystem has to work in perfect sync.
Along the way, lions are transported by air to controlled facilities, their hides tanned, finished, and hand-shaped into luxury goods.
Today, lion leather bags are status symbols in big cities, yet most people have no idea what it takes to produce even a single one.
Behind every stitch is a controlled process that has to respect animal welfare rules, strict traceability, and high-end craftsmanship.
In this video, we'll follow the journey from specialized lion ranches to an integrated air and processing hub.
We'll see how lions live in large, managed areas that mimic their natural habitat, where only a tiny...
We'll step onto the tarmac to see how lions are moved by airplane in reinforced crates designed for their safety and comfort.
From there, the focus shifts to hides, which go through a meticulous tanning process to become durable lion leather.
Finally, skilled craftsmen and craftswomen turn those hides into high-value bags, one panel and one stitch at a time.
Our story begins in a managed reserve, a huge fenced landscape that gives lions space to roam while allowing tight control over their population.
Here, lions live in social prides, hunting, playing, and resting, just as they would in the wild. Their ideal environment is warm and dry, with tall grass and scrubby trees that offer both shade and camouflage.
Waterholes are central meeting points where animals drink, cool off, and, in the case of lions, quietly observe potential prey. Wildlife staff track each lion with GPS and visual IDs, logging their movements, health, and age into central databases. Identification devices link every animal to detailed records, a foundation for traceability later in the leather chain.
Most of the day, lions conserve energy in the shade, letting their bodies rest between bursts of intense activity.
These reserves are often dual-purpose, balancing conservation, research, tourism, and, in tightly population models help decide how many animals the land can sustainably support and how many hides can ethically enter industry.
Veterinary teams regularly assess the lions, treating injuries, checking for disease, and recording each animal's condition.
Each lion's digital profile follows it throughout its life and, eventually, into any byproducts such as hides. Their powerful jaws and claws are perfectly adapted for taking down large herbivores, a reminder of the strength behind every hide.
Under the fur, a tough, dense hide has evolved to withstand fights, bites, and harsh weather.
Natural oils in the skin help repel water and dirt, characteristics that good tanning can preserve in the final leather.
Because this is a managed environment, human structures blend into the savanna, supporting monitoring without disturbing natural behavior too much. Camera networks and drones give rangers a constant overview, allowing rapid response if lions are injured or showing signs of disease.
Each pride's area is mapped and tracked, ensuring animals stay within designated zones for safety and management. From a distance, none of this hints that a tiny fraction of these animals will one day be part of a high-end leather supply chain. Yet for the factory we're about to visit, everything starts with understanding this landscape and the lions that live here.
Their goal is not just to buy hides, but to check that regulations, animal welfare standards, and quotas are being respected. Out in the reserve, they observe candidate animals from a distance, confirming behavior, body condition, and identification numbers. Veterinarians use controlled doses of sedatives to calm the selected lions, always prioritizing their safety and well-being.
Once sedated, each lion is carefully lifted into a custom-built crate with padding and secure ventilation.
Escorted by rangers and vets, the crates are moved out of the reserve and toward a small regional airstrip. Only after a formal handover is signed do the lions officially become part of the factory's incoming live inventory. At this point, the reserve's job is done, and responsibility shifts entirely to the transport and processing teams. The next step takes these animals from dirt tracks to the runway, and then high into the sky.
At a regional airstrip, the operation shifts gears from ranch logistics to aviation-grade animal transport.
Ground crews prepare pallet bases and tie-down systems that will keep each crate locked in place during the flight. A forklift gently lifts each crate, moving slowly to avoid sudden jolts that could disturb the sedated animals.
The crates are brought one by one to the plane's rear ramp, where Hispanic female cargo staff and male vets double-check labels and sensor readings.
Inside the hold, roller tracks help position each crate exactly where the weight plan calls for it.
With clearances in place, the plane accelerates down the runway, carrying its unusual but carefully managed cargo. In the air, autopilot maintains a smooth ride, while onboard systems keep the cargo hold at stable temperature and pressure.
Pilots can see live data on crate temperatures and alerts, adding yet another layer of oversight.
Depending on distance, flights can last a few hours, bridging remote reserves and industrial processing hubs in a single leg.
This air bridge consolidates lions from multiple regulated reserves into one closely controlled processing complex.
As the city appears below, the cargo is already scheduled for immediate reception in animal handling bays.
Touchdown marks the handover from aviation teams to specialized staff waiting on the ground.
Dedicated trucks back up to the cargo door, ready to transfer the lions directly to the factory's receiving facility. Within minutes, the convoy is on the road, bringing the lions to a facility built specifically to handle their arrival.
The complex they arrive at is split into distinct zones, with animal reception clearly separated from tanning and manufacturing. After rinsing, staff visually confirm that the lion is breathing steadily and that the sedative is wearing off safely. Arrival records form the backbone of later audits, ensuring that every hide can be traced back to its source.
Veterinarians perform one more health check, looking for signs of distress or unexpected illness.
From that point forward, our focus shifts away from live animals and onto hides, which enter a carefully managed tanning process.
Immediately after preparation, the hides are salted to draw out moisture and prevent bacterial growth. As salt pulls out water and fluids, the hides become more stable and safer to transport across the complex. After curing, the hides are stacked and sent to the tannery, where chemistry and craftsmanship take over. Salted hides arrive here in batches, each tagged and scheduled for a specific production run.
Production planners match incoming hides to recipes that dictate chemicals, times, and temperatures.
The first major step is soaking, which rehydrates the hides and washes away excess salt.
As the drum turns, salt dissolved and dirt is loosened from the fibers.
After soaking, the hides are plump, clean, and ready for the next stage, liming and unhairing.
In liming, alkaline solutions open up the hide structure and loosen hair follicles.
Mechanical action helps chemicals reach deep into the skin layers for even treatment.
Sharp rollers pare down uneven thickness, preparing a smoother base for tanning.
Technicians monitor pH carefully because too much alkalinity can damage the fine lion grain.
Next comes pickling, which uses acid and salt to prepare the hides for tanning chemicals.
Once pickled, the hides are ready to receive tanning agents that lock the collagen fibers into a stable leather.
Inside these drums, hides tumble for hours as chromium salts bond with the collagen.
Hydraulic presses and sammying machines squeeze out water, bringing moisture down to workable levels.
Splitting machines separate the valuable top-grain lion leather from lower layers used for other products. The blade depth is controlled to fractions of a millimeter to avoid waste. Shaving brings every piece to precise thickness, vital for consistent bag panels later on.
Calipers verify that the leather falls within tight tolerances, often around a millimeter thick.
Dyes must penetrate evenly, because any streaks will show on the final bag surfaces. Staking machines massage the leather, breaking stiffness and giving a supple hand feel.
On the finishing line, fine coatings protect the surface while preserving the hide's natural character.
At this point, the hides have become premium lion leather, ready to be cut and shaped into bags.
Next door, the workshop turns lion leather sides into high-end bags in small, carefully managed batches.
Designers create digital patterns that balance aesthetics, strength, and efficient use of each hide.
Software helps them nest panels closely together, minimizing waste of this rare material.
Finished hides are laid flat on a vacuum cutting bed, ready for precise cutting.
Artisans mark scars and natural marks so the most visible panels avoid unwanted imperfections.
A computer-controlled blade follows the digital pattern, cutting clean edges around each piece. The blade is sharp enough to cut without crushing the edges, ensuring clean seams later.
Cut pieces are sorted and labeled according to bag design and production batch.
Skiving machines thin the edges of panels so seams stay sleek and refined. A consistent bevel here helps create neat folds without cracking the leather.
Meanwhile, fabric linings are cut to size, ready to be married with the lion leather outer shell.
Adhesives hold leather and lining together temporarily before stitching locks them permanently.
Industrial sewing machines, guided by experienced hands, stitch panels with strong, even seams.
Stitch length, thread type, and tension are tuned specifically for this tough though refined leather.
Seams are flattened with gentle hammering, helping the bag hold its shape and look cleaner.
Edge paint seals and smooths raw-cut edges, protecting them from moisture and wear.
Handles are built from reinforced strips because they bear most of the bag's daily load. High-quality metal hardware is attached through reinforced holes, backed with extra leather patches. With the main body assembled, handles and shoulder straps are adjusted to sit evenly.
A heated stamp impresses the brand logo into the lion leather, leaving a crisp, permanent mark.
Conditioning creams nourish the surface, bringing out color depth and subtle highlights in the grain. The final grain still carries the unique story of the animal, making each bag slightly different from the next.
Before they can leave the workshop, each bag enters a strict quality control phase.
Inside, a serial number links the bag to production records, hide batch, and even the originating reserve.
Many brands add a signed card, connecting the owner back to the people who made the bag.
At this stage, months of work, from reserves to workshop, come together in a small collection of finished pieces.
Beyond visual checks, independent labs test lion leather samples to confirm strength and safety.
Tensile machines pull strips until failure, measuring exactly how much force the leather can withstand.
Equally important is wastewater treatment, which removes chemicals from tanning effluent before release.
Once cleared, bags move to packing, where they're wrapped to protect the leather in transit.
A protective dust bag and care instructions remind owners how to look after such a rare material.
Each box is labeled for destination and batch, keeping traceability intact right through to the store.
Shipments leave in climate-controlled trucks, often bound for distribution centers on other continents.
By the time one reaches a boutique, most of the people who worked on it are hidden behind the scenes.
From lion landscapes to city streets, the journey links two very different worlds.
For the owner, it's just part of daily life, a companion for work, travel, and personal style. Many brands now highlight traceability and quotas, reminding buyers just how limited and regulated lion leather really is.
Back at the reserves, life goes on, with new cubs born, prides shifting, and managers balancing conservation with controlled use.
The next time you see a premium leather bag, you'll know how far it has traveled and how many steps brought it to that hook.